The concept of the context of epic battles serves as a foundational layer for understanding the legendary clash of David and Goliath. Epic battles, by definition, are confrontations that transcend mere physical conflict, often symbolizing a struggle between opposing ideologies, values, or unequal forces. These battles capture human imagination and cultural narratives, illustrating universal themes such as courage, faith, and the triumph of the underdog. In this sense, the context is not merely about physical confrontation, but also about the narrative and symbolic dimensions that breathe life into these stories. Understanding this context is crucial as it sets the stage for appreciating the David and Goliath narrative. This biblical story, where a young shepherd defeats a giant warrior, becomes more than just a tale of victory. It symbolizes the power of belief, strategy, and divine intervention over brute strength. This archetype resonates through various cultural and historical frameworks, reminding us of the persistent human spirit that challenges seemingly insurmountable odds. In the real world, this idea is vividly illustrated in historical events like the Battle of Agincourt, where outnumbered English forces triumphed over the French during the 100 Years' War, employing superior tactics and innovative use of the longbow. Another example is the corporate realm, where small startups disrupt giant corporations by leveraging innovation or niche markets, much like David toppling Goliath with a well-aimed stone. These examples underscore the significance of the underdog narrative underscoring epic battles. Support for the enduring power of these narratives can be found in the works of authors like Malcolm Gladwell, who argues that underdogs can hold significant advantages such as agility and unconventional thinking that are often overlooked by larger competitors. However, this concept is not without its challenges. Some critics argue that the romanticization of the underdog can oversimplify complex conflicts, ignoring the nuanced realities of power dynamics and the fact that not all Goliaths are unjust or oppressive. Additionally, focusing solely on the triumphs of the underdog may inadvertently downplay their failures, which can also offer valuable lessons. In essence, understanding the context of epic battles like David and Goliath enriches our comprehension of these narratives' broader significance. It influences how we interpret the values they embody, the strategies employed, and the lessons conveyed, thus providing a deeper connection to other aspects of the main topic, such as the strategic, psychological, and moral dimensions inherent in epic struggles throughout history and literature. The story of David and Goliath is an iconic narrative from the biblical book of Samuel, epitomizing the quintessential battle between the underdog and the giant. In this tale, young David, armed with just a sling and a few stones, confronts the towering Goliath, a seasoned Philistine warrior clad in formidable armor. This story not only illustrates the triumph of faith and intelligence over brute strength, but also reflects broader themes of courage, resilience, and divine intervention, resonating across cultures and eras. The significance of this story in the context of epic battles, unveiling the clash of David and Goliath, lies in its archetypal portrayal of an unequal struggle, a motif that transcends the biblical narrative and permeates various aspects of human experience, from historical conflicts to personal challenges. It underscores the idea that seemingly insurmountable odds can be overcome with wit, bravery, and resourcefulness, making it a timeless symbol of hope and empowerment. This archetype can be observed in numerous real-world applications. For instance, during World War II, the Battle of Britain saw the outnumbered Royal Air Force successfully defending the United Kingdom against the formidable German Luftwaffe, echoing the spirit of David's improbable victory. Similarly, in the realm of business, the rise of startups like Airbnb and Netflix exemplifies how small entities can disrupt established industries by leveraging innovation and technology, much like David's unconventional strategy with his sling. Among the many opinions supporting this idea is the belief that underdogs possess unique advantages, such as agility and the freedom to innovate. Malcolm Gladwell, in his book David and Goliath, Underdogs, Misfits, and the Art of Battling Giants, argues that being an underdog can instill a stronger fighting spirit and lead to unconventional strategies that giants, complacent in their strength, often overlook. However, the story is not without its challenges and controversies. Some interpret it as oversimplifying complex power dynamics, suggesting that not all underdog stories end victoriously, and many are forgotten amidst failed attempts and overwhelming odds. Alternative viewpoints highlight that the narrative can perpetuate false hope, obscuring the structural disadvantages that often require systemic changes rather than individual heroics. Ultimately, this historical background on David and Goliath connects deeply with other aspects of epic battles by illustrating that true victory is not always about physical prowess, but about strategy, intelligence, and indomitable spirit. This story influences how we perceive and approach battles, encouraging us to look beyond mere strength and consider the power of tenacity and cleverness in overcoming challenges. The symbolism and interpretations of the clash between David and Goliath offer profound insights into the timeless narrative of the underdog triumphing against overwhelming odds. This story, drawn from biblical lore, transcends its religious roots to deliver a universal message of courage, faith, and the power of ingenuity over brute strength. At its core, this clash serves as a metaphor for overcoming seemingly insurmountable challenges, empowering individuals and communities to confront their own Goliaths with resourcefulness and determination. In the context of epic battles, this symbolism is crucial because it underscores a recurring theme in human history: the idea that true strength lies not in physical prowess, but in resilience, intelligence, and the ability to adapt. The tale of David and Goliath speaks to the heart of human experience, instilling hope and inspiration across generations, making it a cornerstone of cultural and literary storytelling. Two compelling examples illustrate the enduring relevance of this symbolism. In the business world, startups often portray themselves as Davids in an industry dominated by corporate giants, demonstrating that innovation and agility can disrupt established markets. Companies like Netflix and Tesla once stood as small challengers in vast industries and ultimately revolutionized them, embodying the David archetype through visionary thinking and tenacity. In sports, the so-called Cinderella stories in tournaments further illustrate this concept, where underdeveloped or less favored teams defeat stronger opponents, captivating audiences with their unexpected triumphs. Critics argue that the David and Goliath narrative can sometimes oversimplify complex situations, glorifying underdogs without recognizing the existing structural advantages or disadvantages. Additionally, they suggest that not all Davids succeed, which can create unrealistic expectations. Nevertheless, many assert that it remains a powerful motivational framework, encouraging individuals to persevere against adversity. In exploring the symbolism of David versus Goliath, it also influences broader themes such as moral righteousness, where David represents the just cause against an oppressive force, reinforcing the concept that conflicts are not just physical, but also ideological. This connection enriches its narrative richness, lending the battle dimensions that resonate with contemporary issues of social justice and equity. Ultimately, the clash between David and Goliath, through its symbolism and interpretations, complements and amplifies the epic nature of the battle by embedding it deeply within the human psyche and cultural consciousness. It is a story woven into the fabric of diverse societies, constantly reminding us of the potential for the improbable to become possible. Tactics and strategies are crucial components of any battle, encompassing the planned actions and maneuvers employed to achieve victory. In the context of epic battles, unveiling the clash of David and Goliath, these elements highlight the thoughtful approach and decision-making that defined the encounter between the diminutive shepherd and the towering warrior. This analysis underscores the intelligent use of unconventional methods in overcoming seemingly insurmountable odds, reflecting a deeper narrative of skillful adaptation versus brute strength. The story's significance lies in its illustration of how clever strategy and an element of surprise can triumph over sheer power. David, armed with only a sling and stones, strategically chose agility and accuracy over direct combat, turning the battlefield into an arena where his skills shone. This strategic foresight resonates with modern examples like the American Revolutionary War, where the underdog colonies employed guerrilla tactics to outmaneuver the formidable British forces. Similarly, in the business world, smaller companies often use innovative strategies to carve out niches within industries dominated by corporate giants. Supporters argue that the David and Goliath narrative highlights the importance of innovation and adaptation, vital for success in any field. By challenging the status quo and thinking creatively, individuals and organizations can leverage their strengths to offset disadvantages. However, critics might argue that the tale oversimplifies the complexities of real-life battles and power dynamics, perhaps exaggerating the effectiveness of cunning over strength alone. This viewpoint emphasizes the need for a balanced approach, where strategy and strength work in tandem rather than opposition. These tactics and strategies connect to broader themes within the topic by showcasing the dynamics of power, resilience, and the underdog spirit pervasive in epic battles. They influence how we perceive victory, encouraging a mindset that values intellectual prowess and resourcefulness alongside physical capability. This connection amplifies the core lesson. Success is not just about might, but also about the smart application of one's unique abilities. By dissecting the tactics and strategies of David and Goliath, we gain insights into the transformative impact of well-executed plans. This understanding not only enriches our comprehension of historical and legendary battles, but also informs our approach to contemporary challenges, reminding us that sometimes the smallest player can make the biggest difference through innovation and strategic acumen.